Yeah, so I came across this rock that is right on the edge of our river. It's got this beautiful texture. I want to make a cement planter or maybe a cement stamp with this texture on it. So what I need to do is clean this rock up. I'm going to soap it up so that the silicone doesn't stick to it so well. So I'm going to get started cleaning this up. This is really what I'm after, to get that into a silicone mold. Any little piece of sand that gets stuck here, it's going to end up in the silicone mold. Okay. This is regular dish soap, environmentally friendly soap. So basically, we're going to put a skin on everywhere. I find this safest way of doing this. We're not using a lot of material. I think I'm going to do this twice. And the reason I'm going to do it twice is because I want to make sure that nothing sticks to this. That silicone sometimes does like to stick very strongly to stuff. Okay, we're going to finish this up, getting a nice soap coat on here. And then we're going to mix up the materials. I have a little hole here. I should have a paintbrush with me. There we go. I got it in there.
Yeah, we're ready to put the silicone on this rock surface. It's dried out enough so we can start mixing the two materials together to make a silicone mold or a silicone stamp, however you want to call it, onto the surface of this rock. We're using Mold Star, two-part components. It's measured by volume. What that means is you basically need two containers the same size. You fill each container up with the same volume. Then you actually have to dump them into a bigger container so that you can mix the white and the green together. And that will give you a really nice, strong chemical mix. The catalyst in these silicones is usually a lot thicker, so it's harder to get it out of the pail. Just be patient, take your time to get the same quantity out. The white pours quite easily, which is part A. So you have to take your time and make sure that you take great caution in getting the same quantities. Now we're ready to dump the two different components into a bigger container. And I like to use containers that are quite round. What I mean by that is they don't have any corners. Because what we really want to do is make sure we get all the silicone mixed together well. If you have little patches of silicone that isn't mixed, it'll never harden. It ruins the surface of your mold. So make sure you spend the time to mix these quite thoroughly so that you end up with a very, very strong silicone mix. Another good tip is to use the same spatula for the two components. Don't put the spatula from one into the other because you're basically contaminating the material, especially into pails that are there that are open. If you put the white spatula in the green container, it's going to contaminate that product. So just keep your mixing tools separate. What I always love to use is silicone spatulas because they have rounded edges, so you can actually go into the round spaces of this red dish, and that makes it 100% sure that you're mixing everything together and you're not having little corners of unmixed silicone. Thankfully, the silicones are two completely different colors, and what I mean by that is if you don't get a green homogeneous mix, then you're not gonna get a cure. You need to mix these all the way through, and you spend the time mixing because it doesn't go hard for like 40 minutes. So you have enough time to mix these materials together really well. Don't force this process. Do it slowly, do it thoroughly. And after I'm using the steel trowel, I'm going to start using the green silicone spatulas because, like I said, they get into the corners and you can actually scrape the edges of the container, which is super important. The edges are the problem because if you don't use the edges correctly, you're going to get, let's say, white material left over. And see how how I can scrape the corners here really well, and that makes a huge difference. Being able to scrape the walls.
This is material we're using, Mold Star 15 Slow, and then the Mold Star series. And they are measured by weight, sorry, by volume. So we're measuring them 100 and 100. We have the same size containers. Okay, we're starting to mix it. We have to mix this really well. And you see how the spatula, the silicone spatula, actually gets closer to the plastic. So there's no white left over or there's no non-mixing happening. Okay, so this is on a slope and it's going this way. So we're going to start up here and work our way down this way. We're just going to make the most detailed areas up to here. And I want this skin to be able to make planters. And being this thin, you don't have many problems with air bubbles. You just have to break them with your trowel. So where the black is showing through, I'm going to put more material, obviously. We have to kill the bubbles here. We're going to put fabric on this. Yeah. It, and you don't push this hard. You just get it to touch. Nothing else. And what this does is it gives you a skin that'll last a lot longer just because of its strength, its internal strength. Okay, so now we're going to sandwich this. This algo blanco. If you see something white, you push it in a bit more. There is a bunch here. Here. All you're trying to do is sandwich the two skins. You don't need to do this. You can just use the straight silicone as well. It dries in 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, but you can't demold it until the maybe the next day. Okay, that's it. So once it gets tacky like this, you can't really trowel it anymore, so you're better off stopping while you're ahead of the game. And that's basically it. We're ready to get this for tomorrow. Yeah, it's getting too tacky. Okay, we're going to clean up, and tomorrow we'll peel this off, and we have this great skin to make whatever we want out of it. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you have these do-it-yourself projects or these molds or whatever it may be that go terribly wrong. So we had the mold on top of this. We put soap down so that we could actually release it easily. And we had a massive storm yesterday, and it took the mold with it. So sometimes you lose the battle, and I'm not going to sweat it too much. I'm going to make the mold again so that I can show you what I'm going to do with that mold. But for now, I actually fell in the river here trying to save it, but it wasn't here already. The river had peeled it off and taken it downstream. So it's a bit of a problem in this place is we have so much water, and sometimes you lose the battle against nature, and that's exactly what happened. So stay tuned. I'm going to make the video, the second part, the mold part again, so you can see what I can do with that mold.